Hey, yeah, it's me, Eric from Crumbling, and I know, the title. But yes, it's true. Today marks the formal end of RWBY Thoughts. For some of you this may come as a bit of a shock, for others not so much given how RT has shut its doors and RWBY's future is as, well, uncertain as ever. And initially I wanted to not say anything since I was kind of in a tough spot emotionally with Rooster Teeth shutting its doors. Despite its flaws, and I'm sure many of you will feel the same way, RT's been a pretty substantial part of my life, and I've been a fan in some capacity since 2006, which, now that I think about it, is probably the same amount of time some of you watching have been alive, and that thought terrifies me. But to get back to RWBY Thoughts ending, honestly, I've been having thoughts of ending the series for the past few months. I'll get to the why in a minute, but first, it's been an incredible journey, and I honestly thought we wouldn't make it past the first video, but then it blew up, and before you knew it became a thing that roped in multiple voice actors, had a puppet show, and even had a few parodies that caught the eyes of actual RWBY members. And really, it's you guys that made it happen. Community-wise, you guys are the best, straight up. Like, whenever I upload a video, I cannot wait to read the comments. And that dopamine hit of a joke landing or someone recognizing a reference is just really, really unbeatable. So I suppose that takes me into the why, and why I'm choosing to stop here. There are quite a few reasons, and the first one is I'm just really not feeling the same urge to make RWBY content the way I used to. You see, when I was making the last Oscar and Osmond video, I couldn't help but have this feeling of wanting to get it over with, and I really had to rack my brain as to why that was. The conclusion I came to is the second reason, and it's I think I've accomplished everything I've wanted to do creatively with RWBY Thoughts. I've shared my headcanons, dumb jokes, references, ships, and memes, and I think I've given all I can give in this format. And this feeling really came about after I made two videos in particular, what Raven and Summer really think of each other, and RWBY's Ascension, but it's Evangelion. Now, for Raven and Summer, I think that's the hardest I've ever pushed at a fan theory / prediction, and I'm really proud of the work that was done on that. Plus, I think I might have arrived at the most likely sequence of events. I'll leave the link to the Twitter thread down below. But yeah, it's a shame I might never ever get to know if I'm right or wrong. Oh, and of course, Emmy nailed both voices. Credit to her. For the Evangelion mashup, man, I don't even know really where to start with this one. From writing to voice acting, and of course Mari absolutely hit this one out of the park. And of course the editing and effects, I legitimately don't think I can top this. Nor would I really want to. There were times where I was up till 3 AM with work the next day to get these effects done. Yeah, turns out rotoscoping and compositing is a hugely time-consuming task. Okay, but tangent aside, this video represents the apex of RWBY Thoughts, and I mean it. It took my headcanons and helped fill in what I think was a crucially missing piece of Volume 9, and it really was every RWBY Thoughts video objective in one neat 6-minute package. In some videos it'd be just for jokes and memes, and others it'd be fan theories and filling in the blanks. And this one had all of it. Also, it was one giant Ava reference, so there is that. It always comes back to Ava, believe me. After making this video though, it really kind of felt like I completed the main quest. Now I was just playing around for the sake of it. Usually when I finish a Thoughts video, I don't rewatch if I can possibly help it, but for this one, I couldn't stop. I must have hit replay on this thing 100 times on my own. And when that happens, that's a great thing, but it's also a representation of, well, this is it. This is the ceiling. You have been creatively fulfilled. And aside from feeling creatively fulfilled with the RWBY Thoughts franchise, I've had to look at the situation very carefully, how I'm going to use my time going forward. I know I may not look at it at times, but I am going to be 30 this year in May, and that thought is... Which is how I arrived at reason number 3. RWBY's timeline. Let's say that RWBY does somehow get a green light tomorrow, and it is in fact for a continuation and not a straight up reboot. Alrighty, there'll probably be a few more weeks or months of writing to go. Production on Volume 9 took a little under 2 years, and if I'm adding all that up, I really have to ask myself, am I really going to want to make RWBY Thoughts videos at the age of 32 at the earliest? Will the show even interest me? Will one of my other hobbies or interests overtake it? Will it even be out in time? Will RWBY's popularity even hold on for that long so it'll be worthwhile making videos for? Taking all these questions into consideration, I have to just come to the conclusion I can't really see a way to move forward with RWBY here, which is a terrible irony. Now, this might be the end of RWBY Thoughts, but it is not the end of Crumbling Cube. This is not a retirement video. I'll still be making content on here, just a bit more casually. And I suppose for you, the viewer, that begs the question, if not RWBY Thoughts or Thoughts videos in general, then what? Well, a lot of you already know because it's literally everything else on this channel. Sarcastically Explained is still one of my favorite things to make. I have so much fun writing and performing it. Reviews, analysis, video essays are also on the table, plus a few experimental things coming. But what I want you guys to know is that at the end of the day, the mandate for content on this channel is and always has been by fans, for fans. God, that sounded really corporate. Right, I think I've rambled on for long enough, so I'll leave it at that. Now, if you are a RWBY Thoughts viewer who is not subscribed and wants to see what comes next, make sure you do that and ring the bell because YouTube's algorithm is incredibly stupid and will not push my videos to you unless they are a RWBY Thoughts video, which is not happening in the future, obviously. So yeah, that's fun. And as always, thanks for watching.